Okay, so I think we're all set. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the UP Asian Center and TriCollege Ph.D. Philippine Studies Program information session. And the application for our master's and PhD programs are ongoing. So for the requirements, please visit bit.ly/AC admissions. And for inquiries, you may email us at acsec.upd@up.edu.ph. So again, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is actually the second information session that we've done. The first one was in June. And because we experienced such success with the first one, we opted to do another session for the second semester intake of our master's and PhD program. So for today, we'll be discussing about our academic programs, both the Asian Centers and the TriCollege's PhD Philippine Studies. And we'll talk about what will you encounter here at the UP Asian Center when you choose to continue with your master's or with your graduate studies. So before we start, um, gusto ko lang sanang malaman if there are people here with us na hindi nakakaintindi ng Filipino or who can't understand Filipino. So just please raise your hand. If everything's okay, if okay lang sa inyo mag-language switching, please pa-react naman dyan. Konting reacts. And just to also check kung nandyan ba kayo, may kausap ba ako. Ayan, thank you for the heart. React. Thank you. All right. So if meron po kayong questions, any reactions, questions, you need clarification, anything, our Q&A box is available. You may also use the chat box. So again, this is our opportunity para magtanong, para malaman natin kung ano ba ang kailangan natin when we apply for grad school, ano ang mga i-expect natin. So feel free to ask your questions. Ito na ang inyong opportunity para ma-clarify na ang lahat. At alam niyo yun, to make up your mind and your decision para mag-proceed sa ating grad school. So let's get started. So to introduce to us our programs and to give us the list of requirements that we need, what we need to prepare, here is our college secretary, Dr. Maria Dulce F. Natividad.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Danae. Malinaw ba ako?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sige. So magandang hapon sa ating lahat. But before I proceed, I would just like to acknowledge the presence of our Dean, Dean Henelito Sevilla, so who has graciously attended this event. Okay, so can I have the PowerPoint? So muli, maraming salamat for your interest in knowing more about the programs of the Asian Center as well as the TriCollege Philippine Studies Program. Okay, so I'll start with so this is what we are going to cover for this afternoon: the history of the Asian Center, our academic programs, how students can navigate their studies successfully during their stay in the program, admissions, what are the processes involved in applying at the Asian Center, and a little bit of introduction to our faculty and staff, and the resources and facilities available at the center. Next. Okay, so the Asian Center, this is I think many of you are familiar with the structure of the Asian Center. But the Asian Center was established in 1955. And at that time, it was still known as the Asian Studies Institute. And it was mandated to conduct research for the advancement of studies in Asia. It is the only unit in UP that has a regional area of specialization. And it is, in 1968, it was reorganized under the Republic Act 5334. And it was during that time that it was, it became known as the Asian Center. And it was also during the time that it became a degree granting institution. Between 1973 and 1979, the Asian Center was subsumed under the Philippine Center for Advanced Studies. But after that period, during the martial law years, it reverted back to its original status as the Asian Center. So the purpose of the Asian Center is to develop closer and broader contact with Asian peoples in the field of learning and scholarship. Of course, it also hopes to serve as a research hub for Asian studies and Philippine studies and help create a society that is aware and appreciative of its Asian and Filipino heritage. Next. So what are the academic programs of the Asian Center? So we have 4 main programs under the Asian Center: the Master of Arts in Asian Studies, which is our thesis track, Master of Asian Studies, which is the non-thesis track, and then we have Master of Arts in Philippine Studies. Again, this is the thesis track, and then the Master of Philippine Studies, which is the non-thesis track. Now, the Philippine Studies Ph.D. program is administered by 3 colleges: the Asian Center, College of Social Sciences and Philosophy, and College of Arts and Letters. But the Asian Center is the secretariat, serves as the secretariat for the TriCollege. Next. So for the Asian Studies program, we offer interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary graduate degree programs that promote a deeper understanding and a wider perspective on Asia, again, through the lens of area studies. So when we say area studies, we focus on regions or specific countries. We have 3 domains that are covered in the programs. So it's the politics and governance, socioeconomic development, and culture and society. And we take the Asian Studies program has a comparative perspective. That is, we compare countries, especially in relation to the Philippines. So what are the areas of specialization? We have Northeast Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and West Asia. For Northeast Asia, we have country-specific programs. That is, these are China, Korea, and Japan. Now, in terms of the number of units, for the thesis track, we have, this one still has the old curriculum, 33 units, but we just 2 weeks ago, our revised curriculum was approved, and instead of 33 units, we now have 30 units for the thesis track students and 36 units for non-thesis students. Next. When it comes to the Philippine Studies program, we take a Philippines in Asia perspective. And this simply means that we recognize that the Philippines exists within the context of a larger region, and that is Asia. And we understand the Philippines within that context. There are so many developments in the region, and we have to understand the developments in the region in terms of the Philippines and vice versa. And so we have 3 areas of specialization. The first one is development studies, and then we also have foreign relations, and then we have sociocultural studies. Again, like the Asian Studies program that I mentioned earlier, the number of units for the Philippine Studies Program has decreased to 30 units for the thesis track and 36 units for the non-thesis track. Okay, next. Okay, so how do you navigate successfully your studies while you're in the program? So the Office of the College Secretary serves as the frontline office for students. So if you have questions about academics and student welfare, this is the office that you go to. And we are in charge of student records and evaluation, academic implementation of academic policies, addressing student and faculty concerns, and developing student and faculty programs. So I serve now as the college secretary, and we have two program staff, Robert Siliesa, who is our student records evaluator, and Avelino Golondrina, who is our administrative assistant. Next. So here are the steps, the general steps towards earning a degree in Asian Studies and Philippine Studies. First, you have to finish or go through the coursework, fulfill your language proficiency requirement, pass a comprehensive exam, and then for the non-thesis, after the comprehensive exam, that will be the end of your journey as an Asian Center student. But for the non-thesis track, after the comprehensive exam, you go on to do your thesis. So you have to follow the next steps. Next slide. So you have to be able to defend your thesis proposal. Then after that, go on to do your research and writing, and then defend your thesis, and then graduate after that. So the thesis and non-thesis students follow the same coursework and language requirements and comprehensive exams. The only difference is in the thesis aspect of the program. Next. So everyone, all students of Asian Center, whether Asian Studies or Philippine Studies, have to take core courses. For Asian Studies, these are AS201, AS210, and AS299. Again, I mentioned that our revised curriculum was just approved 2 weeks ago. So 201A will no longer be part of the core courses. But you will know more about the core courses later when you get admitted. After the core courses, students have to take their specialization and elective courses. And then specialization courses for Asian Studies, these are just a sample. So for China Studies, again, as I mentioned, we take 3 domains, and that's social and economic development, politics and governance of China, society and culture of China. And this has parallel courses for Japan, Korea, South Asia, and West Asia. Next. These are samples of other courses that you can take as electives as Asian Studies students. So you have special problems in Asia. You also have philosophies and religions of Asia, arts of Asia, security issues in the Asia Pacific, regionalism, and community building in Asia. There are a lot more. So this is just a short list of possible courses that you can take. Next. Now we go to the Philippine Studies program. For Philippine Studies students, they have to take 3 core courses: PS201, PS202, and PS299. Again, with the revision in curriculum, PS219 will no longer be a core course, but will be part of our specialization course list. And again, like in the Asian Studies program, Philippine Studies students have to take specialization and elective courses. Okay, so this is a list of sample courses for Philippine Studies: Filipino Artistic Expressions, National and Local Perspectives in Philippine Development, History and Development of Philippine Foreign Relations, Philippine Institutions and Social Movements, the Filipino Diaspora, and Philippine Practice in International Diplomacy and Negotiations. And as I mentioned, we have 3 subspecializations: sociocultural studies, foreign relations, and development studies. Next. We now go to the language proficiency requirement. Again, all students have to fulfill a language requirement. And this means if you are in Asian studies, you take Korean, Mandarin, Nihongo, and the like. And the minimum requirement is 2 SEMs of courses or 2 levels of basic courses. So that means this is a combination of basic and advanced, or basic, a beginner 1, beginner 2. So as long as you have 2 levels, that will suffice as the requirement. Or if you have taken courses before, you may also submit a certificate of proficiency or completion, and that will be fine. If you have taken relevant language courses in your undergrad, and it is still within the 5 years prior to entering Asian Center, that will also be accepted by the center. After your language proficiency requirement, students now have to take the comprehensive exam. So this is taken after all the coursework has been completed and the language requirement fulfilled. And the scope covers the core courses, theories and methods, and area of specialization. Next. Then you go through so again, after the comprehensive exam, if you're a non-thesis student, you graduate after that. But for the thesis students, you go on to do your thesis proposal, thesis research data gathering and writing, and then the last step will be the thesis defense. And what is critical at this stage is the guidance of your advisor. Okay, next. So how do you get admitted to the Asian Center? These are the requirements for application. There is an online application form that you have to accomplish. You have to send a letter of application addressed to the Dean of the Asian Center. You also have to submit your curriculum vitae. And if you are an applicant for the non-thesis track, you have to write an essay on one issue about Asia or the Philippines, 2 to 3 pages, single-spaced. And then if you are applying for the thesis track, you have to submit a research plan. We also require recommendation letters, or just use the recommendation forms that are available on the website. And we also ask for your transcript of records both the original and photocopy. And then once you have submitted all these documents, applicants, those who pass the initial screening, will be called for an interview. And there will be a panel of interviewers composed of faculty members of the Asian Center. Next. You also have to take the aptitude exam and then submit additional requirements like 2 passport-sized photos, your birth certificate, marriage certificate if you're married, and then pay an application fee of 100 pesos or $25 for international students. Next. Okay, so for international students or applicants, you have additional requirements. You have to submit a copy of your valid passport, and then original or certified true copy of standard language tests showing a minimum score. Next. And then for graduates of non-UP Diliman universities, just submit the computation of your general weighted average and certificates of transfer credentials. Next. So as I already mentioned, so you have to fill out the application form, download from the website, send the requirements to the Office of the College Secretary, Bobby Siliesa and Abel will receive your documents. Yes, and then once after the interviews have been done, all successful applicants will be informed soon after, maybe within 3 days, not even. Okay, with further instructions and updates. Next. Okay, so once accepted, you will now follow another process and expect that there will be additional steps in entering UP. And again, Bobby Siliesa and Abel will be of much help to you at this stage because you will need a university admission slip, among other things. Next. We have scholarships available from the Asian Center Angara Scholarship and the Asian Center UP Funded Scholarship. It's not a huge scholarship, but it might help. So for coursework, full tuition, and miscellaneous fees, you can see the amount. It's 1,200 pesos monthly stipend and 2,000 pesos per sem for book allowance. For thesis writing, you can get as much as 15,000 pesos. And there are travel grants available for those writing their theses. Those who want to do their research outside the Philippines, the maximum is 45,000. And within the Philippines, it's 25,000. For the other scholarship, the UP funded scholarship, it's the same amount as the Angara scholarship, but for the thesis writing, it's a much more modest amount of 3,000 pesos. But again, it helps. Next. We have surveyed the possible careers of our graduates, and we found out that many of our graduates end up in international organizations like ADB, UN, UNDP, and the like. They also become members of academe, whether as researchers, faculty members, consultants, or in research work. They also become staff, personnel of national government agencies, and some have go on to become officials, I think. So agencies like FSI, Foreign Service Institute, DFA, DOST, DILG, DOH, DND, and we also have many students who work in museums, especially those who are in the sociocultural track. Other students go on to non-government organizations, working in project development, consultancy, analysis. And a few others also end up in embassies and consulates as staff. Others also have joined print and non-print media. Next. So we would like to introduce you to some of the people at the Asian Center. And here are our faculty members. Next. So we have, you can read their names, but what's important to note is that all of us have our own specialization, and all of us have PhDs, both from universities overseas and from universities within the Philippines. So you have, so I will let you read. Okay, next. Our faculty are also joined by lecturers, and these are, not full-time members of the faculty, but they're well-known in their fields, and several are former faculty members. And next. Again, everyone has a PhD. And Danae has posted that you can view their profiles on the AC website. So Professor Carol Sabrichea is the former dean of the Asian Center. Professor Ed Tadem is now Professor Emeritus at the Asian Center. Also, I think, can you move? Yes. Professor Eduardo Gonzalez was also a former member of the faculty and was a former dean of the Asian Center. Okay, so next. Marian Ubalde is a graduate of the Asian Center, as well as Kat Navallo. And they took their PhDs outside of the Philippines, and they've joined us since about 2 semesters ago, and they've done great as lecturers. Okay, next. Okay. So what are the available resources and facilities at the Asian Center? So we hold regular lectures and seminars. If you go to our website, you will see that every week we have lectures and seminars and conferences, and we are very active in this area. And here are just some of the seminars and conferences that we have organized. Just last week, we organized an international conference, and the title is Asia Today, and it was co-organized with the Moscow State University. Okay, next. Okay, so here are more international conferences organized by the Asian Center. You will see there also on the screen that we held a graduate students conference a few years ago, and we intend to hold another one next year. And listed on the screen are the prominent scholars, international scholars who have engaged us in our activities and have served as guest speakers, keynote speakers in our events. From University of Delhi, there's Rina Marwa, National University of Singapore, University of Massachusetts, Kyoto University, Carol Howe, and National University of Singapore, Professor Sayed Farid Alatas, and everyone of these names are prominent at the global level. Next. The Asian Center, apart from holding seminars and conferences, it also has, it does institutional research. The two most recent ones are on the emerging Asian communities in contemporary Philippines, and the other one is BUCOS, putting equitable development at the center of the Asian Center. So the first one has to do with migration, and the other one has to do with political economy, the changing political economic landscape in Asia. Next. So we just want to share with you some titles from individual faculty research. So we are active in producing, writing for journals, books, and others. And we have a prolific faculty in terms of doing research and publications. So I will just let Cess scroll down. So apart from the research task of the Asian Center, we also have our cultural affairs mandate. So we have the Asian Center Museum, and we have already, we have two ongoing exhibits. I can't remember the title, but maybe Danae or Cess can remind me. Yes, so Salingkat, Allure of Philippine Basketry is ongoing. And also there is the Bulwagan ng mga bayani, which has put on display our most valuable collection of busts of mga bayani ng Pilipinas, and they're made, sculpted by our national artists. And we also hold, last year, we also held our first Asia concert. And this was where both faculty and staff and professional musicians and artists worked together to put up a concert. And we will have another one by the end of November, so that our second Asia concert. Okay, next. So we also have the Asian Center Library, which was established in 1956. And it hosts extensive resource materials on Asian politics, society, culture, economics, and the social sciences. And it's also organized according to the four main geographic areas of specialization. So as I mentioned, Northeast Asia, Southeast Asia, West Asia, and South Asia. Okay, next. So we have a good collection and we have good archival material. So if you want to visit, just come to the Asian Center and see the collection. And maybe this is the last slide for the Asian Center. We publish the Asian Studies Journal of Critical Perspectives on Asia. Again, this is a pioneering journal, one of the oldest journals in Asia. So it's open access, peer reviewed, and is published twice a year. And apart from research articles, Asian Studies also publish commentaries, reviews, literary works, and travel narratives. It's available online, so you may also want to see and check it out. Next. So I think, okay. So this is just a photo collage of our facilities. You can see our auditorium, our library, our seminar room, the garden, the museum, and yeah. So we do have facilities at the Asian Center. It's a small building compared to other units, but it has good facilities. Next. Okay, so these are just this is how you contact the Asian Center for research and publications, for the Dean's Office, for the College Secretary's Office. Okay, so the application is ongoing and the deadline is on December 11. Okay, so do you want me to stop here at the moment and take questions? Are there questions from the audience? Any clarification? Mukhang wala. Sige, diretso muna ako. Okay, sige. So, merong question dito from Shariful. I'm thinking of having my thesis under sociocultural studies, but on a subject outside of the Philippines. What's the appropriate program for this? Philippine Studies or Asian Studies? If you want to study Indonesia, it's best to apply for the Asian Studies Program under Southeast Asia, if that is really the area that you want to specialize on. So it's Southeast Asia, and it's a dynamic program. Other questions?
Maybe now we can continue to the TriCollege and gather questions so that we can answer all of them together.
Okay, sige. Okay, so I'll move to the TriCollege Ph.D. Philippine Studies Program. As mentioned earlier, this is jointly administered by the Asian Center, the College of Arts and Letters, and the College of Social Sciences and Philosophy. Just to note that the College of Arts and Letters also has a Philippine Studies Program at the master's level. Okay, so the program examines the Filipino society and culture and its constituent ethno-linguistic groups. And It's interdisciplinary, and in terms of the number of units that students have to complete, you have to complete 48 units of coursework. Next. So this is how the TriCollege works. Students enter the TriCollege and choose their major program from those offered by the Asian Center, the CAL, and CSSP. So at the Asian Center, you can take Philippine Development Studies, Foreign Relations, or Philippine Sociocultural Studies. At the College of Arts and Letters, you can major in Filipino and Philippine literature, Philippine languages, Philippine literature in English, Philippine literature in Spanish, speech communication, and theater arts. You can also specialize in anthropology, demography, geography, history, sociology, linguistics, philosophy, political science, and psychology, which are found under the College of Social Sciences and Philosophy. Students in the TriCollege also have to decide on their cognate. That means it's like a minor program. So apart from your major program, you can also choose a cognate program. And so you may, for example, have a major program from CSSP, like anthropology, and take your cognates at the Asian Center. So you can have a combination and see how your interests can be put together under the TriCollege program. Next. Again, how do you navigate your studies during your stay? Again, we have the TriCollege Secretariat. So the College Secretary of the Asian Center is also the concurrent head of secretariat of the TriCollege. And so I also serve that function. And the TriCollege Secretariat has the same functions as the Office of the College Secretariat, College Secretary of the Asian Center. We don't have a staff yet, but Abel Golondrino, who is the staff of the Asian Center OCS, has been helping us tremendously in secretariat work at the TriCollege. So if you have questions, you may address your questions or queries to Abel Golondrina. Next. Okay, so here are the steps that you take towards earning your PhD. As in the MA program, you do the coursework, but this time after the, I have to qualify. You do the coursework, and this means the core courses first, the 3 core courses, and then you take the qualifying exam. The qualifying exam will determine if you can go and move through the program, or you get, that means you will not be able to continue. If you fail the qualifying exam, that means you cannot continue in the program. So core courses, qualifying exam, and then when you've passed that, you continue with your coursework, taking majors, cognates, and electives. And then after this, you take your comprehensive exams. And then after the comprehensive exams, defend the dissertation proposal. You go on to data gathering and dissertation writing, and then defend the dissertation, and that's the only time you can graduate. For the PhD, The regular length of the program is between 6 and 8 years. 6 years for those who have earned their MA in Philippine Studies. 8 years for those who have MAs but not in Philippine Studies. Next. So these are the core courses at the TriCollege. PS 301, Perspectives in Philippine Studies, 302, Theory in Philippine Studies, and 399, Research Methods in Philippine Studies. And this is the scope of the qualifying exams. Next. So what are the requirements for admission? You must have earned your master's degree with a GWA of 1.75 or better. Submit a letter of application to the chair of the Philippine Studies Council. Submit your transcript of records, original and photocopy. 3 recommendation forms or letters. You also have to accomplish a personal data form, also available online. And you have to submit a dissertation proposal of about 2 to 3 pages, single-spaced. We also require 2 passport-sized photos, a copy of your birth certificate, both original and photocopy. Next. And a copy of your marriage certificate if you're married, and an application fee of 100 pesos or $25 for international students. For international applicants, the additional requirements are a copy of your valid passport and an original or certified true copy of standard language tests like TOEFL, showing a minimum required score. Next. Again, so how do you apply? It's practically the same process. Just fill out the form, download it from the website, send all the requirements, the documentary requirements, take the aptitude exam, and then successful those who pass the initial screening will be scheduled for interviews by the admissions committee of the TriCollege. And then within the week of the interview, you will get the result of your application. Next. Pasensya na medyo may ubo. So ano nga ba yung mga resources and services ng TriCollege? In terms of scholarships and grants, the most relevant is number 3. It's the research creative work presentation in international conferences. Also cooperate, because in cooperate, you can work with your advisor, and your advisor and you can go outside and get mentored by or collaborate with international scholars overseas. Okay, next. The CHED, the Commission on Higher Education, also offers scholarships, especially to teachers teaching in state colleges and universities. And so for those who are working in state colleges, please visit the CHED website. They give generous grants and scholarships. So take advantage of this when you're doing your dissertations, or even I think during your coursework, they will support you. Okay, next. So this is what we found on their website. So actual cost of tuition and school fees. This is the CCAP grant of the CHED. So imagine they can give you as much as 50,000 a month and 24,000 per academic year for books and other resources. And then there's also the yearly transportation and communication assistance. And then for the dissertation allowance, they can give as much as 120,000 pesos. Okay, next. These are just some of the TriCollege activities that we've organized in recent semesters. So the Pakikinabi is especially important because this is designed to showcase the dissertations of graduates of the TriCollege. Next. Okay, so please note the email and website of the TriCollege should you have any questions or clarifications later. Okay, so I think we're done.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Natividad, for that presentation. And I'm sure our attendees here were somehow enlightened kung ano ba ang gagawin nila sa kanilang graduate studies. Do you have any idea? Itutuloy nyo na ba ang pag-submit ng inyong mga applications since our admissions is ongoing? So, maybe we can decide later. So, for now, we shall have a sharing. So we invited current students from current and former students of the UP Asian Center to share with us their experiences during their stay with us here at the UP Asian Center. So first off, let's start with the TriCollege Ph.D. Philippine Studies Program. So she is a current student of the TriCollege Program and currently a faculty of the College of Social Work and Community Development, or CSWCD, of the University of the Philippines, Diliman. So let us all welcome future Dr. Janeline Reyes. Miss Reyes? Is our current student here, Miss Reyes? Oh, sorry.
Okay, and am I heard na po?
Okay, hold on. There. Okay, so you can also start your video now. There.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. So let me greet the Asian Center team for organizing the second information session for our prospective students. And I'd also like to congratulate our participants who joined this afternoon because we can say that this is one of the most essential steps towards obtaining your desired your the graduate degree that you have been seeking. So just a short intro, as Dani has mentioned, Denvin Reyes. I'm a current student under the TriCollege Philippine Studies Program, and I am specializing in Philippine Development Studies and Southeast Asian Studies as my cognate. So I joined the program in 2020, so at the height of the pandemic. So I could say that it was really challenging as everyone was adjusting to remote work, remote teaching and learning. And for many of us, the experience was really daunting. But because of the supportive environment and culture in the TriCollege program with the Asian Center as head of the secretariat, and of course with the dedicated staff of the AC and the TriCollege program, and with the help of our expert faculty, I was able to complete all my course work last semester, and hopefully I could pass my upcoming comprehensive exam so I can take the next step in terms of my dissertation writing. I could present my dissertation proposal. And for my research topic or research interest, I'm looking at the continued marginalization of our indigenous peoples, brothers and sisters in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, who are caught in the crossfires of development aggression and contending identity and ideological um, politics in the area, in that particular area, Muslim Mindanao. So as mentioned earlier, I'm affiliated as a faculty member of the College of Social Work and Community Development here in UP Diliman. And I have always been saying that entering the TriCollege PhD program has been transformative and life-changing because it is really a huge factor in opening the opportunity for me to start a career in the university or in the academe after years of work in policy advocacy and development consulting. And as a student of the under the program, of course, we continue to sharpen our skills, broaden our knowledge from a multidisciplinary lens that helps us to strengthen our values and principles, not only in teaching and doing research and central work here in UP, but also for the society at large. So if you are thinking about a career in academia or in the government, in the development sector, or if you're just interested to broaden your knowledge and build capacity in any of the specialized area of study, and gain a multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary perspective on a broad range of topics, I'm sure you can find a right fit, a right program here in AC. And on that note, I'd like to thank the Asian Center for the invitation. And I hope many of our participants continue and finish your desired graduate program. And I think I can end there. Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much, future Dr. Reyes. So we hope that you were enticed with taking up a PhD degree, no, with the experience of Professor Reyes sa ating PhD TriCollege program. So we also invited students from the UP Asian Center Master's Program. So to give us their testimony on their experience here at the UP Asian Center, here is our current Philippine Studies student for Development Studies, in the Development Studies, Mr. Junicis Estanislao, who provided a recording of his message.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ako po si Junicis Estanislao. So ako po ay isang mag-aaral ng Asian Center. So ang aking pong program ay Master of Arts in Philippine Studies with specialization in Development Studies. So onting kwento lang po. Ako ay naging interesado sa pagkuha ng nasabing program way before the pandemic, around 2017, 2018, nung fresh graduate ako. So dahil ang pinaka nag-spark ng curiosity ko before nung naka-attend ako ng ilang mga programs ng Asian Center, particularly yung mga forum nila sa diplomacy, sa sustainable development at iba pa, na nag-spark ng aking curiosity, whereas nagkaroon ako ng pagkakaroon ng interest sa mga topics na napag-uusapan sa iba't ibang mga event ng Asian Center that time. So ako ay undergraduate na nakapagtapos ng undergraduate bilang education major. So teacher talaga ako by profession, but at the same time nung ako ay nagde-decide na for my graduate studies, isa sa mga naging turning point ko talaga ay first of all ayoko magmaed dahil um, siguro kino-consider ko rin na marami na nagmamaed, and then at the same time interested ako beforehand sa pagkahubog ng mga educational policies ng Pilipinas at ano yung mga surrounding factors na nakakaapekto rito. So gladly nahanap ko yon sa Asian Center dahil nahubog nung Asian Center yung aking perspective regarding Philippine development, yung theories and perspectives in Philippine Studies dahil napakalawak niya, iba't ibang lente yung ginagamit sa pag-unawa ng mga pangyayari, pagkonsidera sa mga diskurso dahil naipapakita din ng mga lente na ito na bago tayo magbigay ng isang ideya o ng isang paglalahad o konklusyon sa isang bagay, kinakailangan natin ng masusing pag-imbestiga, masusing pagsusuri, at pakikipagtalastasan na rin dahil maaari kasi ang ating perspektiba ay hindi pala akma o maaari ring merong nakitang mga pagkukulang o mga kinakailangan pa para mag-improve, no? So sa Asian Center ko nahanap yon. Then at the same time, yung rigor sa pagkatuto dahil binibigyan ka ng laya ng mga faculty members, ng mga professor and instructors para mabigyan ka ng gabay sa iyong mga paksa na sasaliksikin, and at the same time yung pagnanasa mo dun sa mga paksa na iyon. Halimbawa sa akin, since ako ay education graduate at ako ay teacher, so nakafocus ang aking research interest sa policies on education. So pasok siya doon sa mga pagsusuri at yung mga manifestasyon ng mga pagsusuri at mga lente na maaari ninyong ma-encounter pag pumasok kayo sa Asian Center. For example, sa theories and perspectives, marami tayong pwedeng makita mga perspectives sa pre-colonial, colonial, post-colonial, and yung efforts for decolonization. At the same time, yung ano ba yung mga surrounding factors or surrounding aspects pagdating sa politika, lipunan, ekonomiya, kultura, seguridad at marami pang ibang mga kinakailangang konsiderasyon sa pag-unawa ng Pilipinas, lalo na kung ano yung nangyayari sa kontemporaryong panahon. And then, at the same time, hindi lang Pilipinas yung tinitignan natin dito, kalakip na rin nun yung pagtingin natin sa perspektiba ng labas o ng Asia in particular dahil malaki rin ang impluwensya ng pakikisalamuha ng Pilipinas lalo na nung pre-colonial period. Well, until now, sa mga kapitbahay natin sa ASEAN at iba pang mga rehiyon sa Asia na humuhubog at patuloy na humuhubog sa atin bilang bansa. Then at the same time, natutunan ko din or patuloy ko natututunan sa Asian Center yung value ng academic freedom, no? Kung saan binibigyan ka ng importansya sa iyong laya sa pagsasaliksik sa iyong pursuit bilang akademiko at marami pang iba. So kalakip din ito yung interest na iyong tinitingnan at paano mo pa mapapalago o mapapagyabong yung interest na yon. So ayun, I was invited nga na magsalita sa inyo today, and hopefully you consider entering Asian Center dahil it will give you so much perspective, and at the same time yung practice sa academic scholarship at yung academic humility rin dahil makikita nyo naman na ang ating mga faculty members ay top-notch talaga dahil world-class kung tatawagin dahil karamihan sa kanila ay trained and overseas and at the same time yung knowledge and understanding na binibigay nila at pinapakita nila sa mga mag-aaral ay nagagamit talaga in policy making, in analysis, at marami pang iba. So, ayun lamang po. Maraming salamat at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Estanislao. And finally, a former student of the UP Asian Center, she took up Master's in Philippine Studies, Master of Arts in Philippine Studies. And now she is the chair of the Department of Journalism of the College of Mass Communications, University of the Philippines, Diliman. So let us welcome Professor Cara David.
Hi, ako si Cara David. Nagtapos ng MA Philippine Studies noong 2017 mula sa Asian Center. Medyo mahaba yung naging journey ko bago ako nagtapos ng aking master's degree. Umabot ako ng almost 10 years kasi pinagsasabay ko yung trabaho ko bilang isang mamamahayag at yung pag-aaral. So, minsan talagang kaunti lang yung nakukuha kong courses kasi nga sobrang busy sa trabaho. Pero very generous naman yung mga teachers, tapos nare-realize din naman kasi nila na sobrang busy talaga nung trabaho ko as a journalist. But anyway, noong 2017, nagtapos na nga ako, natapos ko rin finally yung aking thesis. Maraming nagtatanong sa akin bakit hindi ako kumuha ng MA in Journalism or MA in Communication since I'm a journalist. Talagang pinili ko ang MA Philippine Studies kasi gusto kong magkaroon pa ng dagdag na kaalaman tungkol sa ating lipunan. Sa palagay ko, magagamit ko yung mga kaalaman na makukuha ko from other disciplines or other social sciences para mas mapalalim pa yung trabaho ko bilang isang journalist. At hindi naman po ako nabigo kasi yung programa na MA Philippine Studies talagang malawak siya. Marami ka talagang mapupulot na iba't ibang mga kaalaman mula sa history, sa sociology, sa anthropology, lahat iba't ibang mga disiplina makukuha mo dito. Siguro ang ma-advise ko lang, dapat pag pumasok po kayo sa MA Philippine Studies, kahit na malawak na yung kaalaman ninyo sa Pilipinas, kailangan malinaw sa'yo kung ano yung focus mo, kung ano yung gusto mong pag-aralan talaga, anong aspekto ng ating lipunan bilang isang bansa, yung ating lipunan na Pilipinas, ano yung aspekto nito, yung gusto mo talagang pagtuunan ng pansin para mas maging well-rounded, tapos yung learning mo, tapos at least yung lahat ng kukunin mo ng kurso ay nakatuon doon para kumbaga hindi sabog yung kaalaman kasi ma-overwhelm ka ang dami kasing iba't ibang subjects at ang daming iba't ibang pwedeng pag-aralan tungkol sa Pilipinas. So ako noon, nung bagong-bago pa lang ako sa MA program na Asian Center, yung una kong naging professor, si Professor Mario Miklat, the late Mario Miklat, sinabi na niya kaagad sa akin na ano ba talaga ihang gusto mong i-focus. So mula first year ko, nilagay ko na sa isip ko na ang gusto kong pag-aralan ay ang karapatang pantao ng mga indigenous peoples, specifically the Aita. So mula first year hanggang sa nagtapos ako, hanggang sa thesis ko, nakatuon lahat ng kinukuha kong subjects puro tungkol sa indigenous peoples, yung lahat ng kinukuha ko para mas maging focused at saka pagdating mo doon sa thesis mo, mas malinaw na sa'yo kung ano yung gusto mo. It's a really, really good program na marami kang matututuhan kung magiging smart ka na malinaw na kaagad sa'yo from the very start kung ano yung gusto mong pag-aralan. So, good luck po sa lahat ng mga papasok sa MA Philippine Studies at sa iba pang mga masteral programs ng Asian Center. Hindi po kayo magsisisi. Marami po kayo matututuhan dito.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Professor David, para sa inyong message. At palakpakan naman po natin, bigyan naman po natin ng mga clap reacts ang ating mga students of the graduate studies and postgraduate and doctorate studies. So now, let us proceed to the part that you've all been waiting for, I think. The open forum. So we have a couple of questions um, here sa ating mga Q&A box and sa chat box. So I'll read them out loud so that everyone can hear the answers. Baka kasi meron din silang same questions and para masagot at maging efficient tayo. Okay, so andito po ang ating college secretary muli para sagutin ang ating mga questions, and if ever andito din po ang ating mga staff from the college secretary's office, si Sir Bobby and si Sir Abel, to help us address your queries. So let's start po. So yung una po, actually ma'am, I think madaming nagtatanong kung yung courses ba nila that they took during their undergrad, for example, BA, meron nagtanong sa chat ng UP Asian Center before kung BA nursing daw siya, gusto niyang mag-take. Okay lang daw ba yon? Pwede daw ba siyang mag-take ng UP Asian Center? Meron ding nagtanong here na what if my undergraduate program is a Bachelor of Secondary Education Communication Arts in Filipino. Meron din nagtanong na from tourism management. So can they apply to our master's programs at the UP Asian Center?
Oh, ang simpleng sagot ay oo. Pwedeng-pwede kayong mag-apply sa Asian Center kasi dito binabanggit namin na area studies, ang Philippine Studies at saka ang Asian Studies. So ano bang ibig sabihin noon? Ibig sabihin noon ay meron tayong fino-focus na isang geographic area at lahat ng mga perspectives na makakatulong para maunawaan yung political dynamics, culture, etc. nung area na yon ay gagamitin natin. Ngayon, sa mga faculty ng Asian Center, meron kaming mga political scientists, economists, anthropologists, international studies experts, etc. So nagpapakita lang na kahit galing kami sa iba't ibang mga disiplina. Yung mga galing sa education ay pwedeng-pwede na mag-aral ng Philippine Studies, Asian Studies, MA, PhD. Yung meron kaming estudyante na galing sa College of Human Kinetics. So, kasi gusto niyang mag-aral, ang perspective niya ay pag-aralan niya ang iba't ibang sports, games, mga katutubo ng mga laro, at hindi niya makukuha niya yon kung mag-aaral siya mula sa area studies ng Philippine Studies or Asian Studies. Ngayon, kung ikaw ay nursing, meron kaming mga, so depende, ang lawak-lawak kasi ng health, di ba? I'm in the field of health myself. I have a public health MA, pero political science ang aking undergrad. Pero ang PhD ko, medical anthropology. So, nako-combine. So, again, makakatulong pa rin ang inyong mga undergrad ninyo. Ang kailangan nyong isipin ay paano nyo gagamitin yung MA ninyo in Philippine Studies or Asian Studies at kung paano nyo gagawing tungtungan yung mga undergrad degrees ninyo pag nandito na kayo sa MA.
Okay po. So, ayan. You've heard this from our college secretary. So, kahit anong course nyo pa, pwede kayong mag-apply for Masters in Asian Studies or Philippine Studies. So, ano pang hinihintay nyo, diba? So, ngayon, sabi po ni Miss Maria Charlene Meligrito, I am a graduate of MAED and PhD in Educational Management and my undergrad is Secondary Education Com Arts in Filipino. May I know if I can enroll in the PhD Philippine Studies with bridging program or in MA Philippine Studies? So, I think
Ililinaw ko lang, meron ka ng MA at saka PhD in education. Tama ba yung pagka-intindi ko?
ay. Yes daw po.
Okay. So, meron na. So, tapos parang second PhD ang Philippine Studies. Pwedeng mag-apply sa PhD in Philippine Studies. Meron ding kaming mga estudyante na galing sa iba't ibang disiplina. Again, kailangan lang malinaw sa inyo kung paano ninyo, anong aspeto ng Philippine Studies ang inyong pag-aaralan at yung PhD in education ninyo ay sigurado akong makakatulong sa inyo pag kinuha na ninyo ang Philippine Studies PhD.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. So, ayan, there you have it, ma'am. Pwede doon kayo mag-apply ng pangalawang PhD. So, next question po natin ay, is the aptitude exam still suspended?
Okay, ang makakasagot nito ay si Bobby.
Yes, Sir Bobby, can you help us? Meron pa rin po bang aptitude exam?
Good morning. Good afternoon po sa lahat. Ah, wala pa rin po. Hindi pa rin po tayo mag-administer ng aptitude exams para sa mga applicants for this coming second sem 23-24. So suspended
Okay.
pa rin siya.
All right.
Yun lang
So,
naman. Yung particular requirement lang naman
okay
sa
po.
ngayon.
Yun lang ang suspended. So again, the aptitude exam is still suspended from the list of requirements. Okay, next question po natin ay ayan, so nasagot na yung tanong na kung tourism ka daw ay pwede ka bang mag-apply for Asian Studies? Yes, you can apply. Pero may I know kay Miss Kanako Kato, bridging program? Ma'am, do you have a bridging program?
Wala tayong bridging program. Ang ibig lang sabihin nun kung ang tingin ninyo ay kulang kayo ng social science background, on your own, kailangang mag-aral kayo, magbasa pa ng higit sa ina-assign sa inyo, o lumapit kayo sa inyong mga professors o advisors at humingi sa kanila ng advice. Paano ba ninyo may strengthen yung inyong social science background? And they may give you additional readings na hindi nakasama sa mga courses, pero on your own, nag-aaral kayo.
Ayan. So again, no, we don't have a bridging program. So dito sa masters, minsan ako din kasi nagma-masters din ako, pero hindi sa Asian Center. Pero minsan talaga mafe-feel mo kasi pag sa klase na parang kahit binasa mo na lahat ng readings, kulang pa din yung binasa mo. So talagang kailangan isusupplement mo yung mga binasa mo with other materials na related sa pinag-aaralan nyo para malaking tulong talaga yun to give you a well-rounded perspective pagdating sa mga issues na pinag-aaralan, sa mga topics. Ayan. So, next question po natin ay, are there opportunities to do an exchange program? So, kung ako po ang tatanungin, I think there are a lot of exchange programs available from the Office of International Linkages ng UP Diliman and ng UP system. So, how about you, ma'am? What do you say?
Ano kayang nasa isip ng nagtanong doon sa exchange program? Hindi sa akin parang on your own maghahanap ng parang courses overseas, tapos ganun ba? Or meron ka pang ibang naisip na official exchange program between Asian Center and another university, and from there merong official activities na magaganap. Ano ang...
I think Miss Sophia Hangaan, are you here? Maybe you can elaborate on your question. Or you can chat if you'd like to clarify.
Oo, pero sige.
Ayan.
Okay,
Official
sige.
exchange program under AC and partner universities.
Oo. So ngayon, walang official na exchange programs between Asian Center and universities overseas. Pero we have ongoing talks with a university in Japan on a possible parang independent study program. So inaayos pa yon, hindi pa natin alam kung kailan yun maaaprubahan kasi kailangan din yun ng memorandum of understanding between the two universities. Pero merong pinag-uusapan. Meron ding mga opportunities, hindi official, pero merong mga programs sa Japan kung saan nag-a-apply yung mga estudyante ng Asian Center at nakakapunta sila ron. Pero tumutulong ang Asian Center kasi ang Asian Center yung nagko-coordinate through a faculty. So, sa mga Japan studies, parang mas maraming opportunity. Yung sa iba, hindi ganon karami.
Opo. Pero ma'am, di ba tama naman po na meron sa oil na mga available, pero hindi siya AC?
Hindi. Ang pwedeng gawin kasi doon parang you find a mentor in another university at mula doon meron kang isasubmit na parang proposal sa oil at yun titingnan nila. So and it has to be endorsed by your unit and your advisor. Ang isa ring possibility ay parang travel grants. If you want to go, if you're presenting at an international conference, Office of International Linkages has funds for student travel.
Okay po. So, ayan. So, here at the UP Asian Center, we support naman your interests, lalo na kung gusto nyong i-pursue yung studies nyo sa mga ganyang arrangements sa exchange program. And sa mga, lalo na sa mga pag-present ng mga papers sa mga conference. So, again, meron tayong mga available opportunities and support para sa mga ganyang opportunities. So, next question po ay, is the thesis plan we submit as part of the application requirements final, or can we still negotiate it as we made through our coursework?
Hindi alam natin na nagbabago ang yung trajectory ng learning ng mga tao. So, ano yon, hindi yon nakataga sa bato. Pero maganda na meron kayong nasulat kasi doon namin malalaman kung ano yung nasa isip ninyo, ano yung capacity niyo to develop your ideas into a more full-blown proposal later. So, nasa ang stage na kayo ng pag-iisip, ano ang research interests ninyo. So, yun ang purpose ng research proposal. So, if you want to do the thesis track, pag-isipan ninyo ng maigi yung research proposal. Maikli lang naman.
Opo, ayan. So, pero pwede pa rin pong magbago down the line kapag kumbaga nag-thesis na. So, not necessarily na same all throughout. Kailangan mo mag-stick. Okay. Okay, so, ayan. So, now you know. Next is, how long is the PhD program? And how many units does typically have to take in a semester?
Okay. So, ang regular length ng PhD program ay 6 years for those who already have their masters in Philippine Studies. For those who have their masters in other disciplines or other areas, they are given 8 years to finish their PhD. But UP allows extensions, so of a maximum of 5 years. So 6 plus 5 years, 11 years. Or 8 plus 5 years, that's 13 years. Pero masyadong mahaba yun. So, wag kumatanggap kayo sa program, wag niyong patagalin ng ganon. Kasi meron pa kayong ibang gustong gawin sa buhay ninyo, di ba? At gusto na ninyo dapat na ma-apply ang PhD ninyo. So, sana wag umabot ng 8 years, sana tapos na kayo. Kung kayo ay full-time student, you are allowed to take 9 to 12 units per semester. Depende yun sa kapasidad ninyo. Pero if you're working full-time, again, depende sa inyo. So, most of the time, students take 3 to 6 units per semester. But if you have a scholarship, that helps a lot. So you can focus. So meron kaming mga nasa scholarship. So nakakakuha sila ng 9 to 12 units per semester.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. So, ayan. So, hindi ibig sabihin na meron tayong limit na 8 plus 5 years ay sasagarin na natin yung programs natin. That the same goes with our master's programs. So, ayan. Next question po ay, yung marami pong nagtatanong nito, online daw po ba ang PhD and masters? Ano na daw po ang magiging arrangement in the coming semesters?
Oo, alam ko, naintindihan namin yung concern na yan, ano. Since 2 semesters ago, we have been doing a combination of on-site and online, but mostly online for Asian Center. So parang meron kaming minimum of 3 to 4 on-site face-to-face classes, and then the rest ay online. Sa TriCollege, nagsimula na rin kami this semester na ganun yung arrangement. But we recognize that some students are still based in the provinces. So minsan nagiging hybrid talaga na merong simultaneous online, on-site. Pero ang mahirap yung ganon. Kaya ngayon, while we do not, because of the nature of the students, that we get, yung student population na meron ang Asian Center at saka TriCollege na most are working, we know that it's impossible to go back to full face-to-face. Kasi may nakikita rin namang advantage yung online. Pero pedagogically, we cannot do away with face-to-face kasi this is still the tried and tested method na natututo ang mga tao, mas engaged ang mga estudyante, mas dynamic at engaged ang mga pag-uusap. So hindi yun bibitawan. And so for those who are interested in the programs, you have to prepare for face-to-face some of the time and Zoom online some of the time. So, and it's a negotiation between the students, the class, and the faculty kasi depende yon sa mga schedule ng mga estudyante rin. So, negotiated. But, kailangan din tayong mag face-to-face. So, yun ang pinupush din namin.
Okay po. So, basically, hybrid talaga, no, ma'am? Yung arrangement. Mix talaga siya ng face-to-face and
Mm.
um,
Op-
ng
Oo,
online.
oo. So, pero kung face to face lang. Kung
Mm,
on-site,
mm,
ay kung online, online lang.
online lang.
Medyo kasi
Opo,
mahirap
isa lang talaga.
din. Oo, kasi mahirap din
Opo.
mag-usap minsan. Pero nangyayari kapag
Opo.
walang option. Mm.
Okay po. So, ayan. So,
Tanong ko lang,
generally,
mm, mm.
opo.
Oo, dali tanong
Yes,
ko
ma'am.
lang, sino ang mga sa mga nandito ang naka-base sa probinsya?
Ayan. So, tignan po natin. So,
Mm,
ayan, baka pwedeng mag-raise hand.
mm.
Kung sino ang mga naka-base sa probinsya.
Okay, so si Jericho.
Isa lang po yata.
Mm, oo. Jericho, taga saan ka?
Yan, Jericho. Taga saan ka?
Pampanga. At least malapit.
Pampanga.
Oo. Mm. Malapit
Totoo po.
naman. Oo.
Okay. Ayan. So, ayan. Actually, siya po yung nagtanong.
Mm,
Siya yung nagtanong nung question na yun.
mm,
Isa pa po sa mga questions niya ay, um, kung trimestral po ba tayo, hindi po tayo trimestral. 2 semesters po tayo, no? Usually.
mm,
Mm-mm. And what is the max number of units na pwedeng i-take ng PhD students? And tulad ng sabi kanina, 9 to 12 kung kaya mo. Pero actually, mabigat na yun.
mm.
Ayun. Tapos, next question po ay, how much po ang per unit ng PhD? It's 500 pesos. So, kung ang isang unit, ay ang isang course ay may 3 units, 1,500 yung binabayaran sa tuition fees. Okay. Um,
Dani, banggitin ko lang na ang iba ho iba ang fees per college. So ang Asian Center hindi nagtataas ng ng tuition fee for kasi parang nakikita na mas gawing accessible. So meron ding impact dun sa college kasi yung funds ng college mas onte. Pero um, yun lang. Just so you know na ang Asian Center sa pinakamababa ang tuition fee sa UP Diliman.
ayan. Tama po kayo dyan. 500 pesos per unit. Sa murang-murang halaga na 500 pesos per unit.
Mhm.
Ayan. So, mag-apply na po kayo. Murang-mura lang. Ayan. Proceed po tayo sa next question. Mga ilang weeks or months po kaya ang meron sa isang semester? 4 to 5 months? Tama ba,
Um,
ma'am?
mga 15 to 16 weeks. Pero yung mga 16 weeks na yan, ibawas mo yung siguro may 2 holidays. So parang nagiging 14. Mm-mm.
Okay po.
Mm-mm.
Ayan. So, Darlene na nagtatanong. Ayan. Next question ay, we have here, how many recommendation letters do we need to pass? So, according to Sir Bobby and Sir Abel, this is, minimum of 2 daw ang kailangan nating recommendation letters. So, ang mga recommended ay isa from former professor or supervisor or section head. Tapos yung isa, kayo nang bahala. Oo. So, para sa mga employed dyan, so get a recommendation letter from your supervisor and a former professor. Yan, at least. Ayan. So, next question po ay, is it possible to shift from non-thesis to thesis in the middle of my studies under non-thesis track? Uy, bago yun ah.
Mm-mm. Pwede. Um, pwede kayong mag-shift from thesis to non-thesis, um, non-thesis to thesis anytime. Pero ang makikredit lang na mga courses ay yung mga courses that you took within the last 5 years prior to shifting. So if you've been in the program for maybe, halimbawa, 8 years, and then you want to shift, yung hindi lahat ng courses ninyo ay makikredit, aasahan niyo yun. So, kung gusto niyo mag-shift, pag-isipan nyo kaagad na parang first 2 years ng program ninyo, alamin nyo na kaagad kung ano nga ba yung para sa inyo. Para hindi masayang yung mga courses ninyo.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. And last question ay para daw po kay Professor Jeneline, kamusta po ba ang pagbalanse ng pag-aaral ng PhD at pagtuturo? Ano po ang maipapayo ninyo sa mga gaya kong nasa larang din ng akademya na nais ipagpatuloy ang pagdodoktorado? Salamat po. Andito pa po kaya si Miss Jenny?
Baka
Miss
wala na
Jeneline?
si Jeng. Oo.
Opo, parang wala na nga po, ma'am. Kayo,
Mm-mm.
ma'am.
Oo.
Ano po ang inyong advice?
Na nagsasabay ng ng pag-aaral at saka pagtuturo, tama ba?
Yes po.
Mm,
Opo.
oo.
May advice ba kayo, ma'am?
Oo. Iniisip ko nga eh. Kasi kahit na nagtuturo ka ngayon, talagang maraming ginagawa. Lahat sabay-sabay talaga. At minsan, basta ang ang attitude lang ay may matapos and do mm, mm, at gawin lang. Kasi kapag kapag iniisip nyo paano ba babalansehin, sa totoo lang hindi. Hindi nababalanse. Parang you do what needs to be done at the moment that it needs to be done. Diba? So yung parang iniisip nyo na parang organized ang mga bagay-bagay. Sa karanasan ko kasi hindi ganon eh. Pero natatapos ko naman yung dapat kong tapusin sa mga panahon na kailangan na siya. So, maybe I'm not the best person. Oo, kasi um, I just do what has to be done, what must be done. Ganon. Pag-isipan ko pa, babalikan ko yung tanong na yan. Kasi bakit ako nahihirapan na sagutin? Kasi nung ginawa, when I was doing my PhD, I was a full-time student. So, I was on fellowship. Sige, Sherry.
Mahirap talaga, ano. So, before tayo mag-proceed sa question ni Jericho, meron ditong question. For the language proficiency for MA Philippine Studies, what specific languages po kaya ito? For Philippine Studies, ma'am.
Oo, good question. Oo. So hindi na natin tinatanggap na kung ano yung native tongue mo, hindi yon. So you have to learn another Philippine language. So it can be anything from Kapampangan, Bicolano, Bisaya. Pero kung ikaw ay Bisaya, pwede kang mag-aral na gusto mong mapalalim yung Filipino mo, pwede yung Filipino. So, yun. Pero, pwede rin ang Spanish. Kasi marami tayong sources in Spanish. So, tinatanggap natin yun. Philippine Studies majors can also take Asian languages. Any Asian language. So, tinatanggap yun sa Philippine Studies. Basta by the time na inaayos nyo na yun, makipag-usap kayo sa advisor o sa college secretary.
Okay po. Thank you, ma'am. So clarification here, yung sa recommendation letters, kung gusto nyong 3 recommendation letter pala yung isubmit, 2 ay from former professor or academic mentor at isa ay galing sa employer. Okay? So 1 or 2 from former professors or academic mentors at isa ay from employer. Ito, si Jericho. Siguro po bilang nagtuturo at nag-aaral din noon ng MA, kuha lang ng units na kayang tapusin every term. Kapag may kailangan tapusin na trabaho, unahin po muna ito. Nasa pagmamanage naman ng mga bagay-bagay at oras ang mga gawain. Kailangan po talaga ng sakripisyo para sa graduadong paaralan. Actually, tama ka. No? Take one step at a time talaga yan. And I agree. How about you, ma'am? Ano masasabi niyo dito?
Oo, nakalimutan ko pala, nagtatrabaho pala ako noon. Oo, pero part-time, magkabaliktad, full-time student, part-time work kasi we were required to work for the department. So I was teaching at the time. Anong tawag? Teaching assistant ako noon. Pero nagtuturo talaga. At saka coordinator ako ng isang parang internship program. So, yun yung mga naging trabaho ko noon. So, ang nakakatulong sa akin talaga ay yung downtime nyo, yun yung gamitin nyo lang sa pagbabasa, yung hindi masyadong hindi masyadong hinihingi, demanding sa inyo. So, yun yung gamitin nyo para magbasa kayo. Yun. So, ang pagsusulat, kailangang hanapan ng espasyo. And that, kailangan ninyong ilaban, yung espasyo na yun. Kasi hindi kusang darating yan sa inyo. So, yun lang. Ako kahit ngayon, ganun. Kailangan ilaban yung espasyo for writing and thinking.
Opo. I think that's very helpful, ma'am, na at least yung reading, make it a habit, kumbaga, na magbasa na kahit for leisure, related pa din sa ating pinag-aaralan yung binabasa natin. And wag din naman natin kakalimutan na baka naman kakasakripisyo natin ng ating sa mga oras para sa trabaho at para sa studies natin ay nakakalimutan na nating alagaan ang ating mga sarili. So, 'di ba? Love yourself din tayo, syempre. So,
siguro
yes,
last, ang importante siguro build a routine. Kung may routine kayo, kasi nung dissertation writing ako, meron akong routine. Gigising ako ng maaga sa umaga, pupunta na ako sa coffee shop, magsusulat ako from 9 to 1 p.m. and then uuwi ako, magpapahinga, and then late in the afternoon nasa library para magbasa at mag-edit ng mga sinulat ko until late evening na yon. And then the same thing the following day. That was during my dissertation writing. Ngayon, during your coursework, build a routine na gagawin nyo every day. So parang nagiging mas natural sa inyo habang tumatagal. So ginawa ko yon for 1 year na puro ganun lang yung routine ko.
Ayun. Ayan. So, ayan. From the college secretary herself, ayan, build a routine. I think that will be very helpful kasi it helps you build a habit na kung ano ang kailangan mong gawin every day. And pag nagawa mo siya or pag nasanay ka na, 'di ba, it won't feel like it's work. It will feel like it's just what you do, 'di ba? So, if there are no other questions, meron pa ba tayong mga questions dyan? Any pahabol? So, feel free to type them in. Ano pong traits ang matuturing na ideal ng Asian Center sa isang applicant? Thank you for the question. Pang Miss Universe, joke. So, ano daw po, ma'am? Meron ba tayong traits na idea?
Wala, in terms of ideal, parang mahirap na. Pero, ang siguro hinahanap natin ay, ano ang tingin ninyong maitutulong ng isang MA or PhD sa naiisip niyong career or goals in the future? Yun yung mahalaga na makita. At maganda rin na makita how well you express your ideas, in communication ninyo. Maganda rin makita na yung open ang isip. Kasi pwedeng magaling ang isang tao, pero kung sarado naman siya sa ibang mga perspectives, hindi rin magaling yun kapag ganon. So kasi ang hinahanap natin yung mag-grow in the program. At syempre, maganda rin makita na may humility ang mga estudyante, kasi importante yon sa mga intellectuals, sa mga scholars na merong humility. Alam mo yung kapasidad mo, pero alam mo rin yung limitasyon mo. So, kasi kapag alam mo yung limitasyon mo, alam mo rin kung paano ka mag-i-improve at ano pa yung mga kailangan mong matutunan. Diba? So, offhand, yun lang naiisip ko. At curious sa maraming bagay. Yun.
Ayan. So, ayan na, meron ka ng tips.
Oo.
So, ayan. Area studies kasi malawak talaga. So, parang kapag nandito ka sa program na to, sa programs ng Patient Center, parang pipilitin talagang buksan yung isip mo. Kahit sarado yan, bubuksan natin yan. Pero syempre, mas maganda kung bukas ka na in the first place, di ba? Question ay, for the research proposal, is it required to be written in English? Daw, ma'am?
Hindi required na Ingles. Pwedeng Filipino.
Okay po. Ayan. So, pwedeng Filipino ang ating mga research proposals. So, are there any other questions? Last call? Ayan. So, if wala na, thank you very much for joining us in the second information session, and we hope nakatulong ang session na ito para um, maliwanagan tayo sa kung anong gagawin natin. Magte-take ba tayo ng postgraduate studies? Magte-take ba tayo ng graduate studies, PhD? Asian studies ba or Philippine studies? So, sana nakatulong yon sa inyong pagdedesisyon. Sorry, may last question. Last
Sige.
question, ma'am. Final na daw. Ano pong maipapayo ninyo sa isang batang profesional na nais pumasok sa PhD Philippine Studies na natatakot po pero gusto pa ring sumubok ipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral?
Nako, go where your fear is. Laging ganun. Ako ganun kapag natatakot ako sa isang bagay. May dahilan yun. So, doon ako pupunta. So, basta mag-apply ka, excuse me, isulat mo yung mga dapat mong isulat. Hindi mo malalaman kung makakapasa ka kung hindi ka mag-apply. Sabi nga ng isa kong professor, if you want to win, you have to play the game. Diba? Kasi yun yung kailangang mangyari. So, ako i-encourage kita na mag-apply. Please, apply. Kasi kung tingin ko doon sa pagkasulat ng question, parang may desire talaga na pumasok sa program, pero ang kailangan lamang ay encouragement. So, I encourage you to apply. Mm. Mm-mm. At yung mga mag-i-interview naman sa iyo kung sakasakali, ay, mga mahuhusay na professors, pero mga matulungin din na mga professor to. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. So, I'm sure ang ating mga professors ay di pinagdaanan din naman yung takot na yan. So, face your fear lang. Kayang-kaya natin yan, 'di ba? So, at ang 500 pesos nyo per unit, sulit na sulit yan. So, ano pang hinihintay natin? So, again, thank you very much, ma'am, for giving us the whole package ng buong ating master's and PhD programs. So, again, I would like to thank everyone for attending the Asian Center second information session. So bago tayo mag-end, ipa-plug ko lang sana ang mga activities ng UP Asian Center dahil ngayong buwan ay ang anniversary 68th anniversary ng UP Asian Center. So marami po kaming mga events for you. Okay? So we have nung 9 and 10 November, mayroon kaming Asia Today, Meaningful Change in the Post-Pandemic Transition. Conference ito between the UP Asian Center and the Moscow State University. At ngayon, yung information session. On the 21st of November, 9 a.m., we have the China's Economy in Long-Term Perspective by Professor Rowski ng University of Pittsburgh. So this is a webinar via Zoom. So kahit saan kayo pumunta, pwedeng maka-join. Basta may phone o kaya laptop. 'Di ba? So other activities ay we have a free performance on November 23, Rakugo in English. Rakugo is a traditional Japanese storytelling. So this is free in partnership with the Embassy of Japan. So punta na po kayo. Dito yon sa UP Asian Center Auditorium 6 p.m. So this is free. Sign up lang po tayo. So we also have, tulad ng nasabi kanina ni Ma'am Dulce, the second Asian Center, the second Asia concert, Rasa Asia. Pero this one's not free, pero sa murang-murang 200 pesos ay makakapanood ka ng mga performances live here at the GT Toyota Asian Center from the UP Filipiniana Dance Group, Novo Concertante Manila, Korean Cultural Center ay magpe-perform din. Even yung mga professors natin ay magpe-perform. So, please, sana manood kayo. Ayan, 200 pesos lang yan. So, you can also look at the details on the website of the UP Asian Center via bit.ly/ACANIV68. And on the 29th, meron po tayong Philippine Studies Abroad. This is a webinar promoting the Filipino identity in a multicultural, multipolar world. Webinar ito via Zoom 3 p.m. So we invited Philippine institutions from around the world offering Philippine Studies programs in their respective institutions. And on the 4th and 6th December, this is we're going to have a Japan Studies in the Philippines Research Development Worker. So for those na kailangan ng help sa pagdevelop ng inyong mga research, ng inyong mga research topic, meron po kaming on-site lecture on research development here at the UP Asian Center and Ateneo de Zamboanga. So sa UP Asian Center, December 4 po ito, at sa Ateneo de Zamboanga, baka December 6. And finally, we have the New Asian Connectivities, pero this is by invitation only, a conference between the University of Pittsburgh and the UP Asian Center. So, ayan. So, this is the publicity materials for the 21st November ang tawag dito, webinar. So, I hope you'll join us. So, just sign up via bit.ly/ChinaEcon21. We also have Rakugo in English. Again, this is a free and open to the public. You can bring kung meron kayong mga anak, family, you can bring them and it's free. Just have to register via the bit.ly/Rakugo23. And finally, here is the Rasa Asia. So we have Novo Concertante Manila, the Center for International Studies, No and Bunraku and Ensemble. UP Tugma will also join us. Joel Jacinto and Team Dance Studio will also perform. So I hope that you'll join. 200 pesos only for the Rasa Asia Asian Center concert. So I hope that you'll join us. Okay. So those are the activities of the UP Asian Center for our 68th anniversary. So again, I would like to thank everyone for joining us this for the second information session of the UP Asian Center. The applications are ongoing. The deadline of applications, please, is December 11, 2023. So how can you submit your applications? Kung hindi kayo makakapunta sa UP Asian Center, you can submit via our email addresses. So you can submit a soft copy of the documents. You can mail it to us. We'll post on the Asian Center website details kung ano yung address na kailangang ilagay para mas malinaw. Or you can submit to us. You can submit your documents to us in person. So you have, ayan, lahat na ng options ay pwede nyong gawin. So online, you can mail it to us, or you can come here at the UP Asian Center in person. Again, December 11, 2023 is the deadline of our applications for the second semester intake. So, ayan. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. And I hope we have a wonderful afternoon ahead. Thank you.
Salamat.
Thank you very much for coming. So if you have more questions, don't just email it to us. And we'll, ayan, acsec.upd@up.edu.ph. Thank you very much, everyone.